Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning in. Today, we will be introducing the American Association of Drilling Engineers' first event of the semester. We'll be pleased to hear about Mr. John Turley's new book, Deepwater Horizon 2020. The event will be held on Friday, September 18th from 10 to 10:15 a.m. John Turley worked as a young engineer for Phillips Petroleum and Tenneco Oil Company, and then taught petroleum engineering at Marietta College in Ohio before joining Marathon Oil Company. During his career, he served as Gulf Coast Drilling Manager, UK Operation Manager, Manager of Worldwide Drilling, and Vice President of Engineering and Technology. He holds a professional degree in petroleum engineering from the Colorado School of Mines, an MS degree in ocean engineering from the University of Miami, and an executive management degree from Harvard. After he retired, John independently researched the 2010 Macondo Blowout and published The Simple Truth, a facts-based book in which he examines the engineering cause of BP's Macondo blowout aboard the Transocean Deepwater Horizon. He has spoken on the topic to numerous technical, academic, and industry audiences around the world, including 30 presentations as a 2015-2016 SPE Distinguished Lecturer. It is my pleasure to introduce John Turley.
Thank you, Nick, and AADE and the CSM Petroleum Engineering Department for allowing me to address this very important topic. What I'd like to do in the next few minutes is give a bit of background so that when it's time for the actual Macondo presentation, we can jump right in. The Macondo blowout, 20 April 2010, late at night. The next day and for days and weeks thereafter, family and friends asked, "Hey, John, what the hell happened to that rig in the Gulf of Mexico?" They came to me because I was the neighborhood expert, an expert who had drilled wells around the world. Every time I was asked, I always gave the best answer I could. I have no clue. My inability to answer that single question led me to start digging. I gathered publicly available data wherever I could find it. I listened to and reviewed thousands of pages of U.S. Coast Guard depositions, investigative reports, engineering procedures, published studies, and court transcripts. The more I looked for and found hard data, the more hooked I became at filling in the blanks and completing the puzzle as to what caused the blowout. During the interim, as the media continued to saturate the listening, watching, reading world with the best information they'd gleaned from pontificating experts who often had vested interests, I made a two-part decision. First, I committed myself to ignore finger-pointing, politics, opinions, he said, she said, oily beaches, media headlines, court findings, company cultures, journalists, attorneys, and, albeit with great difficulty, the people involved, whether victims, survivors, or associated leaders. Second, I would focus on only one thing, hard data. Specifically, I would gather available engineering and operating data from the rig, from the well, and from onshore offices where the data had been captured wirelessly by the entities involved. The data would tell me the story I needed to know. It is the kind of story engineers can put to good use when working to help minimize the chance of ever losing control of another well. My mantra, while gathering data and sense, has been and will remain only if we understand and care about the cause of BP's Macondo blowout will we know why it should not have happened and why it should never happen again. I need to interject. Macondo happened 10 years ago. So why am I still on the subject, looking back after 10 years? Why now? Well, there is an easy answer. On a personal level, we're all 10 years older than when it happened. I know how old I am, and I'm guessing most of you are about 20 years old, which means you were about 10 years old and playing with Legos when it happened. On a more grand scale, 10 years after the tragedy, with too many killer blowouts in the interim, And with a new generation of students, faculty, rig leaders, and technical and management personnel across the industry, and with oil prices in the tank, rigs being stacked, companies closing, jobs being lost, and COVID-19 in our faces, we must all be better educated, trained, and prepared in all aspects of well control to minimize the chance of ever seeing another Macondo or even its little brother. This is Transocean's Deepwater Horizon drilling rig. We're going to use it to drill the Macondo well. The well will be 20,000 feet deep in a mile of water. The rig is totally capable of handling the project. In fact, at the time, it had just successfully drilled a 35,000 foot deep exploration well near the Macondo site. But this is the Deepwater Horizon after the Macondo blowout. There's a difference. But it wasn't just the rig that was destroyed. The blowout itself proved to be one of the most lethal, costly, man-made environmental disaster in the history of oil and gas. Now let's take a break here, and when we reconvene, let's drill a well called Macondo. I'll turn it back to Nick.
Thank you, Mr. Turley. Once again, AADE members and anyone else interested in this engaging topic, please join us on September 18th from 10 to 10:50 a.m. Appreciate it.